Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and Moadim L'Simcha, a happy festival of Sukkot. We're going to open our service singing together Alleluia, which means praise Adonai. It's on page 373 in our prayer books. This is Shabbat Sukkot, which makes some minor changes in our liturgy, makes a big change in our Torah reading. We are going to read from Exodus after we are almost at the end of Deuteronomy, and next Shabbat we will be in the beginning of Genesis. And we're also, as you saw in the first melody, some melodies of the holiday of Sukkot, and there's even a special prayer for Sukkot. We're at page 172 as we're going to sing together Matov. Page 195 for the Berlow. ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, יוצר אור ובורא חושך, עושה שלום ובורא את הכל, המאיר לארץ ולדרים עליה ברחמים, ובטובו מחדש בכל יום תמיד, מעשה וראשית. מה רבו מעשיך אדוני, כולם בחוכמה עשית, מלאה הארץ קנייניך. תתברך אדוני אלוהינו, על שבח מעשה ידיך, ועל מאורי אור שעשית יפארו חסלה. אור חדש על ציון תאיר, ונזכה כולנו מהרה לאורו. ברוך אתה אדוני, יוצר המאורות. And we read together, the world is sunlight, restoring the soul, rejoicing the heart, bringing light to the eyes, more welcome than gold, a Torah from heaven. I have no light to give the morning, my Torah. My special human gift is words. As I bring my words forth from silence, welcome them, you who redeems the sun from darkness. Baruch Ata Adonai, Yotzer HaMeorot. And we turn to page 200 for the calling of the Shema. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך, ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך, ובלכתך בדרך, ובשוך בך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם.
These words which I command you on this day
turn now to page 204 to sing together Mi Chamocha. For the Tefillah on page 205. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. Source of all being, we turn to you as did our people in ancient days. They beheld you in the heavens, they felt you in their hearts, they sought you in their lives. Their quest is ours. Help us to see the wonder of being. Give us the courage to search for truth. Teach us the path to a better life. So shall we, by our lives and our labors, bring near the world we envision, one of justice, freedom, and peace. Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham, ve'ezrat Sarah. And we read together, You are the open door that beckons me in. Peeking around the door frame, I begin to enter into your glory. You move me forward, O Eternal, to step beyond self-made boundaries. Lift my foot over the threshold that I might abide with you. In the house of the Eternal, I found my questions waiting to be posed. They filled me with wonder. Sit with me, eternal teacher. Encourage my seeking. As I fill my hours with your mitzvot, so shall I be filled. Send me through your door, stretching up to honor your name, sharing out this wonder, and reaching myself in the giving. Blessed are you, Adonai, who gives life to all. Baruch atah Adonai, mechaye hakol.
Mikadesh et shimcha ba'olam, כשם שמקדישים אותו במשמרו, ככתוב ביד נביאך, וקרא זה אל זה ואמר, קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוך כל הארץ. שמחך אלוהינו, מפינו לא ימוש, לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
To all generations we will make known your greatness, and to all eternity proclaim your holiness. Your praise, O God, shall never depart from our lips. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch ata Adonai, Ha'el HaKadosh. Please be seated. turn now to page 213 for the special blessing for Sukkot. Our God and God of our fathers and mothers, on this day of Sukkot, be mindful of us and all your people Israel, for good, for love, for compassion, life and peace. Remember us for well-being. Amen. Visit us with blessing. Amen. Help us to a fuller life. Amen. ברוך אתה אדוני שאותך לבדך ביראה נעבוד. And we turn now to page 216 for the blessing for Shalom. O God, may we never become complacent, faltering in our effort to build a world of peace. Let the nations know and understand that justice and right are better than dominion and conquest. May all come to see that it is not by might nor by power, but by your Spirit that life prevails. Praised are you, Adonai, who blesses your people Israel with peace. ברוך אתה אדוני, המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום. We turn now to page 253 for the prayer for courage and healing and strength, the Misha Berach.
Mikol habracha
now to Seder Kriyat Torah, the order of reading from the Torah, on page 244. Please rise. Today, because it's Shabbat Sukkot, we're in the aftermath of the greatest sin probably in our history. We're in the aftermath of the greatest sin in our history, the sin of the golden calf. Maybe I overreacted about the sin of the golden calf, and that was the doing that. And this is Moses is outside of the camp. He is so mad on the Israelites that he left the camp and created the tent of meeting outside of the camp. And Adonai's presence left the camp of the Israelites with Moses, and they're outside having a face-to-face interaction. There, we'll read what's happening. But first, we let Amara, Estelle, say the blessing before we go on. We're at page 250, and then we're going to go to Exodus to read. Please.
ברכו את אדוני המבורך.
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד.
ברוך אדוני המבורך לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר ברך בנו מכל העמים, ונתן לנו את תורתו. ברוך אתה אדוני, נותן התורה.
אמן.
וידבר אדוני אל משה, גם את הדבר הזה אשר דיברת אעשה, כי מצאת חן בעיניי, ואדעך בשם. ויאמר, הראני נא את כבודך. ויאמר, אני אעביר כל טובי על פניך, וקראתי בשם אדוני לפניך. וחנותי את אשר אחון, וריחמתי את אשר ארחם. ויאמר, לא תוכל לראות את פניי, כי לא יראני האדם וחי. ויאמר אדוני, הנה מקום איתי, וניצבת על הצור, והיה בעבור כבודי, ושמתיך בנקרת הצור, ושחותי כפי עליך עד עוברי, והסירותי את כפי, וראית את אחוריי ופניי לא יראו. We're on Torah portion Kitisa. It's on Exodus 33 from verse 17. And Adonai said to Moses, I will also do this thing that you have asked, for you have truly gained my favor, and I have singled you out by name. Moses said, Oh, let me behold your presence. And God answered, I will make all my goodness pass before you, and I will proclaim before you the name Adonai, and the grace that I grant and the compassion that I show. But, God said, you cannot see my face, for men may not see me and live. And Adonai said, see, there's a place near me, station yourself on the rock. And as my presence passes by, I will put you in a cleft of the rock and shield you with my hand until I have passed by. Then I will take my hand away, and you will see my back, but my face must not be seen. And we're going to go back to page 250 for the blessings after. Please, Amara.
ברוך אתה אדוני, אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת, וחיי עולם נטע בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני, נותן התורה.
Amen. Amen. There are some blessings for you. Why don't you stand next to the Torah? And we say to you, Brucha aba'ah b'shem Adonai, blessed are you who have come here in the name of God. Berachnuch mibet Adonai, we bless you in this house of Adonai our God. מי שברך אבותינו ואימותינו, אברהם, יצחק ויעקב, שרה, רבקה, רחל ולאה, הוא יברך את אחותינו אסתר, אמרה, בת אברהם אבינו ושרה אמנו, בבואה להסתפח בנחלת ישראל, ולהימנות על גרי צדק בתוך עם אלוהי אברהם ושרה. יהי רצונו של אדוני אלוהינו, שתצלח בדרכה, ותראה בכל מעשי ידיה, ונאמר אמן. May God, who blessed our ancestors, Abraham and Sarah, Isaac and Rebekah, Jacob, Rachel and Leah, bless you, Esther, Emara, who has cast her lot with the people of Israel. You are now a ger tzedek among the people of the God of Abraham and Sarah. May you prosper in all your worthy endeavors, and may the work of your hands be blessed. And together we say, Amen. And I want to say to you, Yevarchech Adonai ve'yishmerech, may Adonai always guard you and keep you and protect you. Ya'er Adonai panav elaych ve'yichunech, may Adonai's face always shine towards you, and may God always deal graciously with you. Yisa Adonai panav elaych ve'yasem lach shalom. May God's presence always be part of your life, and may God grant you the most important blessing of all, the blessing of shalom, of peace and wholeness, and may you always find this place, our temple, to be your home. Mazal tov. So a few things about this Torah portion that is actually very appropriate, I think. I hope you'll find it also, Mara, appropriate for the day that you publicly joined us. You've been part of our community for a long time. Mazal tov. Very few rabbis got to be recorded in the ethics of our ancestors. And in that very small book of the Mishnah, the rabbis had the hardest task of all. They had to summarize all their Torah, all their teaching, into a verse or two. The greatest rabbi in our history, Hillel the Elder, says the following: Eve mitalmidav shel Aaron, be thou of the disciples of Aaron, ohev et habriot, loving all human beings, rodef shalom, pursuing peace, and drawing everyone close to the Torah. And when you read what we just read in our Torah portion, you would think that this is really an outrageous teaching of Hillel. Why would Hillel choose Aaron to be the person who is the role model, the person that we should say to you, Emara, today, be thou of the disciples of Aaron, of the students of Aaron? Don't we call it the Torah of Moses, Torat Moshe? Don't we call Moses, Moshe Rabbeinu, Moses, our rabbi? Don't we always talk about Moses? Look, Moses, in what we just read, is the closest person to God ever. Just at the end of Deuteronomy, we were reading Deuteronomy last week, and we'll read it on Tuesday, exactly that part where Deuteronomy ends, and it speaks about the death of Moses. It says that we will never have as great a prophet as Moses. So one would think that Hillel, who literally knew the Torah and lived the Torah, should say, "Be thou of the disciples of Moses." I think that our Torah portion, our reading, actually teaches us why Hillel chose Aaron as a role model and not Moses as a role model. What happens during the crisis of the golden calf? And we all know, because we're now living through a crisis ourselves, a world pandemic, that actually our humanity and who we are is many times present and in a way judged during times of crisis. It's really hard to be what you ought to be when things are not hunky-dory, when we're going through a crisis. So there's a horrible crisis there with the golden calf, and Moses and Aaron have a very different reaction. What does Moses do? He sees the people dancing next to the golden calf and singing, "This is Adonai our God." He's so mad, he breaks the tablet. He goes out to the camp. He takes the tent of meeting with him, and the presence of the divine, the presence of Adonai, goes out with him. What he does in modern terms is he creates his own minyan. He and God, one-on-one, and that is all. What does Aaron do? Aaron stays with the people when it's messy, when it's inconvenient, when they're sinning. And actually Moses blames Aaron and says to him, "What have you done? You have done this crisis, you didn't do the right thing." We really have here, in a way, a clash between moral compromise and moral purity. Moses is the paradigm of moral purity. He will not be associated with the people during a time of crisis like the golden calf, when we're sinning and doing idol worshippers. And Aaron never leaves the people. And Hillel the elder is saying to us, you want moral purity? Go and live outside the camp. Build your own tent and be with yourself and with Adonai one-on-one, and God bless you. You want to be part of the community, you have to make moral compromises. You cannot choose moral purity. And I think that we at a crisis are with this dilemma almost on a daily basis. And when we want to be part of a community, when we want to be part of the world and not living in a bubble of our own, we have to keep making compromises. And this is what Hillel is teaching us. I'm not saying to you not to be like Moses and Mara. You can choose to be like Moses, but hopefully you will always be part of the community, always be part of us, and follow the words of Hillel and be one of the disciples of Aaron. We're gonna, actually, I kind of lost my place of what goes on next, so we're gonna go to the part before the Mourner's Kaddish on page 294. Our thoughts turn to those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people, whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation, whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and death. And on this Shabbat we remember especially John A. DeAngelo, Shirley Tanchester-Rees, Joseph Adamkin, Daniel J. Allen, Louis Atlas, Robert Paul Baker Jr., Samuel Bernson, Joan Campbell, Leah Castle, Jeffrey Cohen, May G. Cohen, Ben Davis, Nellie Droutman, Lamar Garone, Rose Goldstein, Harry L. Goodman, Ida Green, Raymond Katz, Marjorie Klein, Andrea Kling, Harris Lefkowitz, Lillian Levens, Adele Linker, James Lipton, Milton Morgulem, Herman Netter, Heinz Oppenheim, Ruth Ornstein, Gennady Bishulin, Irene Dworin Rosenfield, Lillian Rose, Todd Serr, Lucy Shapiro, Eva A. Silk, Minnie Waldman, Paul Wertheim, Kitty Wing, Rose D. Udin, and in recent days, Ellen Berestrofer and Tree Smith. We think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. With the blessed memories in our heart of our loved ones, we rise as we turn to page 294 for the Mourner's Kaddish. יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה, בעלמא דברך חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מברך לעלם ולעולמי עלמיה, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתעלן שמי דקודשה בריחו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונחמתה, דאמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהא שלמה רבה מן שמיא, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. זיכרונם לברכה, may the memory of our loved ones come to be a blessing and a benediction to us all. Amen. Our closing song is Hodu? Hodu L'Adonai. Shabbat Shalom, everyone, and Chag Sameach. We're going to go out together to the Sukkah if you wish to join us and say the blessing over the lulav and the etrog and adas and arava, all the 4 species that represent nature, and have hopefully a cookie in the sukkah, so we will fulfill 3 mitzvot at once: shaking the lulav, eating in the sukkah, and being at the sukkah. And even the rain stopped just for us. So if you want to join us, we're going to go out to the sukkah now. Shabbat shalom.